Happy birthday, Geminis. The Ivy Phoenix here. Welcome back to my channel. I am extremely apologetic that these readings are coming out so late, but for that simple fact, we're going to do a recap of May. So what's already kind of gone down in the last. So when I talk about months, because I used to work in finance, and you go by the full weeks of the month. And it's just never changed. And even when I used to do the videos last year where it was, by week that we would separate everything out, it was only by the full weeks. So, the very beginning of May, it was like a half and half week between April and May, right? And so I am talking about, I think it's the 5th, May 5th through... I'm sorry, 1 second. Yep, May 5th, Sunday, May 5th through today, May 17th, okay? And then the next 2 weeks, which will be the 19th through June 1st, basically. So, I didn't say that for anybody else's video. Geminis, you guys always want to know the details. Overview of the details, Overview of the details. Who's texting me? But happy birthday! It's Gemini. Gemini season is coming. Which means that after that, it's about to be summer. 7 of Wands. Ooh, the Death card. Oh, Gemini. Oh, okay, Geminis. I'm just, trying to breathe it all in before I say what needs to be said. We have 2 of Cups here. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the Death card. We have the 2 of Swords. And we have the 8 of Wands. What a beginning of the month, Geminis. And if you catch the solemnness of my voice, I think that you all have put the ending to something. This is general, so if it wasn't you, it could be the individual that you're dealing with. I do think that we're talking about love here with the 2 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the 8 of Pentacles has been following every single reading, and you're third. So I am not surprised to see it, being that Pluto, Saturn, South Node is in Capricorn. And the 8 of Pentacles, to me, especially in the depiction within this deck, is buckling down, putting effort and work into something, or at least that is what has been done up until this point, and now it's time to change that narrative. And I really feel like Geminis, this has been overdue. I mean, the 10 of Swords is definitely saying that you have been trying to, I feel 2 things. You've been trying to fight this. You've been trying to fight this hard. And you have also been, I think, fighting for, I want to say, your life. And not necessarily saying that this has been some type of, physically damaging situation. For some of you, maybe it has been. So I don't want to knock out that possibility, and my heart goes out to you if that is your situation. But this has been some type of connection that has just drained the living life out of you. The person that you've been dealing with has been, driving these swords into you, and continuously at that. I don't think when I see this that, I don't feel like it's this person with the sword in their hand overlooking, this dying individual's body is helping the matter. In fact, I feel like as they're pulling out the swords, it's not to pull them out to save them. It's to pull them out to just kind of, give you another burn. You know what I mean? To be like, ugh. And yep, it was also this that you did it. Yep, I'm going to make sure that you learn this lesson too. And you're doing that. They've done that to you, or you've done that to somebody else, Gemini, and it's been long overdue. If you all are the ones who have been doing that, if you've been doing the wrong, I feel as if you have some regrets. You're apologetic. And I don't think that it's one person that you've necessarily done it to. Again, this is something that has been ongoing for a very long time. And now that the energy in the season before yours is typically hitting your 12th house, if we're thinking about rising sign and how that breaks down, or at least it's hitting the house of where you're looking back over the last year. You're looking back over how you've grown, what you've gone through. But I think with the karmic energy mixing into that, I think it's more so looking back over your entire life. If some of you are also attuned to previous lifetimes, it's looking over that and just seeing how you have perpetuated the cycle over and over and over again, and you're realizing how much damage you have caused, or you are people that have done it to you are realizing how much damage and hurt that they have caused to you. We are going to be coming up to a Scorpio full moon tomorrow. So it is no surprise that I am seeing the death card. This has shown up now 2 out of the 3 readings. And so I would say for you, there's definitely going to be a change in the wind. And with the 2 of Swords here, the 8 of Wands here, I think it's going to be up to you to decide how you would like to rectify some things if this is you, or expect for some communication to come to you if you've been the one who has been on the end of the wrongdoing. Not the one who's done it, but the one that it's come to. All right, so let's get some clarifying here. One thing I can say to put a positive spin on it a little bit, we have the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like you're a part of all of this is learning how to evenly give and take, and not just be a taker and not just be a giver. Being able to attract something that is more balanced in energy. For some of you, I don't know why I want to say this. You guys know I don't do sign call outs at all. But for some of you Geminis, if you have any Libras in your life, if you have any Virgos in your life, if you have either of those signs, I think that they are going to be very crucial in helping you. I guess, feel the love that you may be missing. Feel the love that has gotten you to. So let me, instead of me sitting up here switching back and forth, I'm now just going to speak for you, okay? Because this is the Gemini reading. So I'm going to say for the rest of this video that I'm talking to you, Geminis, okay? And you can, you know, switch it up based off of who you are in the situation. But look for Leo, I'm sorry, and perhaps Leos. So Libras, Virgos, and Leos to assist you in coming into your power. You know, because you are the baby air sign, Libras and Aquariuses understand more of the mind than you do. You are the curious one, right? You are the one who wants to dibble and dabble in everything that you can get your hands into. We have the Nine of Pentacles here, singlehood. I'm telling you, something is over here. The beginning of May, if it hasn't already transpired, I feel like it's going to. Somebody a part of this situation is going to call it quits, and it is damn near overdue. Those people, or Libras and Aquariuses, they understand the mind a little bit more than you do. And I was specifically calling out Libras because of the scales in the Six of Pentacles here. And the reason why I chose Virgo too, or could feel Virgo energy, is because for one, they are another Mercury sign. More mature than you are in that arena as well. And I'm not to say, like, the world needs what you have, Gemini, so I'm not trying to dog you on that at all. Not that you would really be offended. But I chose Virgos because they rule the sixth house, you know, so they know more about that balance, and sometimes they slip a little bit. They strive for perfection, and that's where the judgment of Virgos comes in, right? Is because they feel that everybody should be aiming for that exact same perfection. And if you aren't, then what? Why? You know, those types of things. And Leo slipped out, so I'm not sure why, but maybe it'll make itself clear throughout the rest of the reading. We have the Seven of Swords here, and then we have the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. These readings just keep building upon each other. It's not even funny. So, Hierophant, commitment. Yeah, I don't even want to dig into a storyline about how this may be, you know, the ending of something karmic. For something that is more divinely led, because the Two of Cups and the Hierophant are here, but that could be a possibility too, but we're not going to dig into that that storyline. For right now, it's looking just as if something has ended because someone, you, again, I'm trying to keep it at you, but you are trying to find something that is more balanced. I think that the relationships that you have been involved in, Geminis, have been more about taking for yourself, and that's not, it hasn't led anywhere good for you. Anything that has been out of balance for you has led to, you know, like this Seven of Swords behavior. It's led to continuously being single. And for some of you, you know, you guys like to be around people. You like that attention. You like camaraderie. You like to communicate. But I think, again, because you have not been mature with your own decision making, you have called in immature people around you. And now you're starting to see how that energy influences you. And as you are ascending, as you are getting closer to the North Node being in your sign, you are starting to go through these lessons to understand, like, that's not what you want for your life. You don't want to be influenced by people anymore. You don't want to have you know, takers. You don't want to be a taker anymore. Like, I think you're looking for something that is very substantial, but it's going to require you to change. Okay? And again, if this has to do with someone else and not necessarily you, Geminis, then they are, like I said, they're the ones that are going to be coming in trying to mend things. Will you allow for them to do that? You know? So let's see what's going to be transpiring the remainder of May for you, Geminis. End of May for Gemini, please. I also feel energy in my throat chakra, so I definitely feel like that communication theme is huge here. We have the Queen of Pentacles. She's also come out in every single reading thus far. So 3 for 3 for her. 8 of Pentacles, 3 for 3. And I mean in some way, shape, or form, whether in the foundation cards or in the clarifying, she has come out 4 of Pentacles. I want to also say is a 3 for 3-er. 10 of Cups here. Queen of Wands here. Knight of Swords has also come out for each reading. That's the 3 for 3. And the 3 of Pentacles has come out 3 for 3. I also mentioned in at least the Taurus video that there is something very important, a message about earth and fire. We have Judgment here. Yeah. Geminis, I've been keeping it real with you for, I mean, forever. I just get you. I understand you. But I have definitely not sugarcoated any. It's just been a very lesson learning few months for you all. And now I think we're about to hit the nail on the head with all of this. You're next up, you know, like you're next up to receive blessings, but you have got to get rid of the gunk and the crap that has kept you from reaching your full potential. And so for May, as we're about to come into your birthday season next week, you know, like there is just a lot of things that you still need to be working on, and they're going to come at you quick, fast, and in a hurry. That's what I feel like the Knight of Swords is for you in this reading. The 10 of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the 10 of Cups here for you is to signify the happiness that you really want to have. I mean, that's just your nature. You know, you want to have life be carefree and jovial and, you know, just a good time as much as it can be. But right now, you have got to learn some things, Gemini. You really do. 4 of Cups has shown up. Let me stop that. 4 of Cups is here for you. Where when I've been seeing the 4 of Cups, I've been feeling like, you know, Divine is going to be giving everyone these lessons. It's just a part of the game with Pluto and Saturn and what they are doing for everyone. And so you're going to continuously be getting these tests for the next several months. I know that Pluto and Saturn, their retrograde periods will be ending in September and October. But, you know, it's not, when it comes to retrogrades, it's not like, okay, we stop and then we move right back. It's like we stop, we have to settle, and then we start, you know, going direct again. And so I'm like, I don't think the energy is really going to be cleared until about the end of the year, you know. And I just heard bells. I'm pretty sure it was probably my ring or something hitting something, but I heard bells to me, which is full confirmation here. So with the Queen of Pentacles, the 4 Hanged Man, the 4 of Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles. The Ten of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords we already spoke to, the Three of Pentacles. There are some wise people that I think that you can utilize as counsel to help you talk out some of these things, Gemini. You've kept so much bottled in. You play your cards close to the chest. Like, please tell me in the comments how many people you actually have that know every single part of you. And let's just already cut out the BS. I'm not talking about the part that you publicly put out there. I'm not talking about the fun Gemini, and I'm not talking about the other twin either. I'm talking about that vulnerable Gemini who can sit there and share their feelings, share what they're going through, share their disappointments, share their failures, share those types of things with people so that they can say, you know what, I relate to you. You know what, I understand. You know what, I've gone through those dark places too. You know what, I've had those same exact thoughts. You know what, I've failed in those exact same areas. You have counsel that is willing to be there, to listen to you, and possibly has more to offer you in advice than you think. And even if it's not people that are actually in your circle, because again, I do think that your circle is tainted, Gemini, I think that this is a time for you to be able to be open to reaching out and, talking to people, getting a therapist, whatever you need to do to communicate. I think it is time for you to do that. We have the Sun here. Let's get one more, please. End of May. I feel like this Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles are related to each other in regards to you have tried so hard to keep up this facade. You tried so hard to do this. And in some ways, you've taken on more of the Queen of Wands energy, or at least you are going to be now, because you need to be taking action in a whole different way. I feel like the Queen of Wands, she's used to being able to get up and maneuver around. The Queen of Pentacles sits. The way that it's depicted in this deck, she sits and she waits. And we get the Eight of Wands for you again. There's definitely some communication that's coming, whether it's orchestrated from you or someone else. Then we have the Queen of Swords at the bottom. Some of you Geminis, I'm just going to say it, I don't think are ready for this level of elevation. I don't. And I say that only because who really wants to deal with years and years and years of keeping things buried? Who wants to deal with, things that you've literally just cried in a corner by yourself about? I see some of you who you're like this, when you get emotional. You hide your face, you dab away, you try and do what you can to then be like, okay, I got this, I'm fixing it. Back we go. No. But whatever that ending was, let me talk to those of you who are ready. Whatever that ending was necessary. Whatever that ending was is bringing about the judgment that is deserved. Whatever that ending was is bringing in like this cleansing air. So that the people who you need to have around you are going to be around you. So let's look into June here. I didn't say. So I talked about the Four of Cups, and that I just feel like Spirit is going to continuously be bringing you in tests over the next several months. With the Hanged Man here, 12 for you all, I'm going to say until the end of the year. because as we get closer to the end of the year, we're getting closer and closer to the North Node being in Gemini. With the sun here, I feel like that openness, that childlike behavior, you can still have it, but you have to be able to talk. You have to be able to back it up, Gemini. You have to be able, I guess I want to say, feed the energy. So if you want this, you have to do this. And it's just going to continuously be like that until it just becomes second nature for you, okay? So let's take a peek into June. June is going to be all oracle. That's why I'm not doing what I usually do and giving like a message. I will pick a card to wrap up both May and June together, okay? So with the karmic nature and the karmic energy that's moving around right now, I wanted to use this deck, the power of surrender, to... Oh, no, this is not first. I'm sorry. Look, I'm so anxious to see, what you're going to do that I'm missing. I'm sorry. Pause on that. June energy, please. Sneak peek into June for Gemini. Sneak peek into June. Gemini, please. Appreciation. I might have to be done after this one. Goddess of the moon. What was I talking about? I feel like the Scorpio full moon is going to impact you deeply. $15.52. This progression of change. Just taking the numerology of 6 and 7 out of it, I'm looking at the fact that it's 5 amplified. That's what I feel. Appreciation. Goddess of the moon. Attachment. 5. Ooh, boy. Blossoming abundance. Like I said, whatever the ending of this was necessary. And 44. Envy. Oops. That envy card, I feel the energy. Like I said, your circle is going to be getting cleansed. The people around you, you're going to be finding that that's going to be switching up for you. And I know that may be difficult, Geminis. Because just like, Taurus, you all have a loyal factor to you. And I've talked about this in a few readings before, where the time invested means something to you. The experiences that you may have had with those people mean something to you. And that if you really could have your way, no relationship would ever end. Whether or not you dated that person, whether or not they used to be your best friend or anything like that, it's like, should you ever cross paths with them or think about them or anything like that, it's like in your mind, on a typical Gemini day, you would just expect that things would pick up like normal. But you make that assumption on the basis of the other individual when that may not be the case, especially if we're talking about that Ten of Swords behavior. But regardless of, I think this envy card is more about the people that have been around you have just some of them have to go. Like, I'm not even going to go into the different scenarios. You all know specifically for you who some of those people could be, you know, who you wouldn't be surprised seeing leave, right? It's going to happen. I don't know necessarily if I can say with any of these readings that a lot of the resolutions are going to be taking place in May. It's just that the winds of change are blowing into everyone's lives throughout this month. But the way that this is going to end, it's going to take some time. So now we get to look at, what do you need to surrender? All right, got to surrender low self-esteem. Ooh. Ooh. And I don't think that necessarily means that you don't have, oh my gosh, yes. I'm done after this reading. I'm sorry. My shirt is bothering me. I don't think that it means that, I have to keep it real with you, right? The seeking for attention and the seeking for attention, whether or not they have your best intentions at heart, is for an underlying need of, or to be liked. It's a need to be liked. It's a need to be accepted. It's a need to belong, right? And you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. And I think as we are getting closer to the North Node being in Gemini, you are realizing again, like I said at the beginning, how many people have been around you that have not had your best interest at heart. How many people you have allowed to be in your space because of their influence. How many times you have gone to people with, you know, certain aspects of a story to support that narrative. And that is not, it hasn't been for your greatest good. The next card we have, as I say that, is surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, we saw those Four of Pentacles, that Four of Pentacles card in the May reading. Gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. I would say more with yourself, Geminis. Like, you have just been this surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Like, this is just all surrender negative thinking. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. Just for so long in your life, Gemini, you have allowed for your power to be external to you, whether you realize it or not. Everything that you have done for other people, and I'm not talking about, you know, selflessness or assisting or anything like that, because if you really look back over the group of you that I'm talking to, if you really look back over your life, it has been way more about taking than it has been about giving. We saw that Six of Pentacles. That is what you are being called to do. Libras, Virgos, Leos snuck their way in there. But it all fits. So now we're going to get a message to tie up. And I knew it. I told myself doing this, it was going to be around 30 minutes. I'm going to look into wrapping up both the May and June, you know, snapshot with a message. What's the main theme for Geminis to learn? Distant thunder, clear the air. the ending of whatever relationship that wasn't the tip of the iceberg. I think it was easy to do that because Geminis, I think there's going to be a change, like I said, about how you relate to your relationships. And when it comes to romantic partners, you really want something that's going to be substantial. Going forward, so for the end of May and moving into June, I think that the biggest part of all of this is it's going to carry over into your friendships. It may even be your family. And I know, that's taboo for some of you Geminis out there because that's blood. That's what you're born into. If it comes down to anything, it's family first. But at the same time, family members can be toxic. And if you are trying to change your life permanently, if you are trying to ascend past a certain level, then you have to understand that sometimes some of those family members can't go with you. And you never know, by you changing, you could be the catalyst for their change. But you'll never know if you continue to, harbor their behavior because they've harbored yours, or, you guys used to do things together or things like that. Time to change the game. Whew. Happy birthday, Geminis. If you want a more specific outlook into your situation, you know how to reach me. I hope you're ready. Ivy Phoenix here. Love you all so much.